was actually wondering is like, well, first of all, when we talk about the whole opening scene, right? Him practicing the confession
Mhm.
in front of the other waitress, right? And his friend, right? His friend Ian, right? So when he's practicing confession to the waitress with his friend Ian, what do you think about that scene overall? Can you relate to it? Did you ever have to do it?
I think that seems very relatable. I think the problem is that when you're sitting on the other side, like the girl's sitting on the other side, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so sweet. This is everything I wanted to hear." Blah 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 blah. Sweet and cute because that's what you want to hear from somebody. The problem is that if the interest isn't there, that becomes creepy because it's like all I do is think about you. Every song I hear, I think about you. It's like if my world revolves around you and you're not even thinking of me like that, like this is where it becomes a problem. Like little stalkery, little creepy, little too much. But yeah, I think everybody's been there. I mean, you show way more interest in somebody than they show in you, and hopefully you don't confess all of this to them and make a fool of yourself, but sometimes you might.
Yeah, I think he's like a guy who's like in a friend zone, and then he's trying to cross the bridge in one step, and that makes it awkward. He should just test the waters, not
He's
go
in the
full on
friend zone, but he
confession.
doesn't he doesn't know he's in the friend zone. He thinks he's still got a
He,
shot, and he clearly does not.
yeah, yeah. They kind of made it nicer where she asks him when he drops her off right after the party. He drops her off and then she asks him at the end before he makes a wish. She asks him, "Hey, so do you like me?" And that was his chance to
One chance
actually,
to do something.
yeah, like you get nothing to lose because she's asking you. So you could say, "Yeah, I dig you. You're cute. Like I want to date you, right?" Or what? How would you handle it at that moment?
Well, I mean, at that, okay. So when we get to this point, he should already know that she's not interested because when they go out to the car together with the coworkers, his buddy, Ian, right?
Ian.
Yeah, yeah. So he's talking to Nikki and he says, or he's talking to Bear and he goes, "Yeah, get your girl home." And Nikki turns and she's like, "Ew, don't say it like that." So she's like already showing that she's kind of disgusted by that. And
That's a good catch.
then he offers to like, "Oh, I've got something for you." And her first response is, "Ooh, that weirds me out. I don't like that." Like those are two very clear signs. But I think when you're so hung up on the idea that like this person is the one for me that you just kind of gloss over those things.
Yeah, yeah. You like actually like misinterpret like, oh, she's just saying it to you because she doesn't want to make it awkward among our friends, but she actually does like me,
Yeah.
right?
And I mean, even he picks up on it in the car. He's like, "Yeah, that is weird. Why would you say it like that?" So it's like he understands and he's like kind of getting it, but he doesn't want the answer to be that. He wants it to be different.
There was another moment when they were getting out of the club that to me is a yellow flag. You know how I say there's a green flag, red flag, and I have a yellow flag that I
And the yellow
invented.
flag.
It's when she got $20 and then she gave it to a bum on a corner of the club. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I may like a girl, but if I see her like taking 20 and just giving it cash to a guy, it's like that's too much do-gooderism, and just buy him a Happy Meal. Don't
She
give me
didn't
$20.
she didn't just give the guy $20. She stole $20 from Sarah and then gave it to the bum.
Wait, what do you mean stole? I think she said, "Give me, I need 20, I need money," right? And then
Yeah, she said, "I need money." And then Sarah said, "All I've got's a 20." And then she took the 20 and then brought it to the guy sitting on the side. So it's like she has no idea what Sarah needed that money for. She just essentially stole $20 from her friend to give it to somebody. And I'm not saying that guy, maybe he needs it, maybe he doesn't, but it's she should have asked and got permission to do so rather than just
yeah,
forcing
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that whole thing kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like she takes the money, kind of pretends that she needs it, then she goes and sits down, has a conversation, then gives the money. It's like, yeah, charity is great, but it's like if I'm a father, I don't want my daughter to, after the club give money to strangers. Like it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
I don't know if it was so dangerous in that situation because they're all close. I feel like I'm a little
I
jaded
don't know,
because,
man. It only takes one stab in the neck to die.
yeah, well, we could have. Probably save some horror for the rest of the movie if that homeless guy would have taken her
But
out.
yeah, when I felt like to me that's like a turn off when I see like too much do-gooderism. It's like too performative. But it's fine. I guess I wonder if they decided to do that to portray her as like the angel,
Well,
that watches out for all of the homeless.
that's like as that's happening, you go into Bear's head for a second, and the music gets very light and airy and sweet, and like this is
Hmm.
him falling in love with her more because she takes care of people like that. While his
Yeah.
friends are like talking in the background, and Sarah's like, "Damn, that was my $20," and his other friends like, "He's just gonna spend it on booze or meth or something."
Yeah. Yeah. Charity is good, but not that way, not in that way. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on, right? So he drops her off, right? He chickens out.
He drops her off. He just absolutely butchers every moment he has with her. I
That was
mean,
cringe, man. That was so good. They did such a good job with that moment because I felt the cringe of how the struggle of him trying to confess his love and how difficult it is for him. And inside, you're like rooting for him. Like, come on, man, come on, right?
he's like rolling down the window, trying to like recall a
Gosh.
story. It's like, please stop. Like, just, you're already behind. Don't do anymore. This is not the moment. So he
Oh, that was rough.
tries, he reverts back to his buddy saying, we'll call her Freaky Nikki, which is a
Oh
name
my
she was
God.
bullied by. And
Gosh.
he's like, he's just so lost for doing anything else. He's like, oh, Freaky Nikki. And the second she turns around and just like, you can tell she like hates that. And it's like, why would you ever say that? You know that's going to be her reaction. Like, why would you do that?
Okay. Okay. That opens up to something. Why do they call her Freaky Nikki? Why?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe
I
she is a
mean,
freak.
she is a freak, not by her own volition, but she's definitely a little freaky
What
in
do you
this
mean by
one.
her? What do you mean not by her own volition?
I'm
That
saying
was
in this movie, she's pretty freaky.
yeah, but they call her Freaky Nikki before anything else happened. So
I
she did
mean,
something in the past.
yeah, so let's think like high school. I mean, like
Yeah.
my assumption would be usually high school drama is, who hooked up with who, probably being called freaky because she had like, a couple boyfriends or something. I mean, who knows? But that would be my guess
Yeah.
is it has something to, because I feel like that's always the dig in high school. It's like, oh, they slept around or they did this. So it's like, oh, now you're freaky Nikki. It's like, I mean, the other thing is she could be crazy, but we don't get any hints that she's crazy prior to the events that start happening.
Yeah. Yeah. That actually kind of that whole nickname, Obviously, I don't want to be too judgmental, but I am a judgmental person. And it's like if I married a girl and then I realized that in high school her nickname was Freaky Nikki, I'll be like, I didn't know you were like that, girl. So, but I see your point. Yeah. It's just
Either
there
way,
kind of
we're
needs to be
speculating.
there need there needs to be a prequel, the Freaky Nikki, and then that'll be a good movie. That actually will be a good movie. Like, who is Nikki, and why was she called Freaky Nikki?
This explains all. Okay, so let's get back into so she calls him out. She's like, "Hey, are you attracted to me? Do you like me?" He just absolutely wusses out again because he just can't do it. I mean, it doesn't matter how open the shot is, he won't take it. And as she's walking away, she goes inside. We hear the door slam, and he grabs the One Wish Willow. He makes a quick wish, which is, I wish Nikki would love me more than anyone in the fucking world. Snap. And then silhouette of Nikki standing at the door. We don't even hear the door open at this point. And
Yes,
the silhouette thing's great. They use that a lot.
that's a
And
beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.